Welcome to Wilkow. I'm your host, Andrew Wilkow. If you're a conservative, you get constant lectures from progressives about justice. Usually it's social justice. They're talking about a quasi concept of justice nonetheless. But do they really care? For all the lectures, do they really care about justice? Well, Democrats began their talk of impeaching Donald Trump before he was even inaugurated. Maybe you forgot. Here's the headline from Vanity Fair. Quote, "Will Trump be impeached?" Oh, look there, look right there. November 14th, 2016. They couldn't even give the guy 2 weeks. Quote, documentarian Michael Moore has vowed to look for the first impeachment opportunity and do what he can to spur it along. Law professor Christopher Lewis Peterson of the University of Utah has written a paper arguing that Donald Trump can technically be impeached immediately, provided that Trump University is judged to be as fraudulent as it looks. Alan Lichtman, an American University professor who predicted Trump's win, also predicted Trump would be impeached. Clearly, no one's wasting time on this, so what do we make of it? Make of it? The president wasn't even accused of a crime. This was before the Mueller investigation. It was before James Comey was fired as FBI director. It was even before Comey met with Trump to inform him about the dossier. There was an investigation. Trump was the subject. He wasn't the subject. He was the target. He wasn't the target. It was Flynn. It was Manafort. They were surveilling him. They weren't surveilling him. Didn't matter. The Democrats, the media, and the left wanted him out before he was even in. And speaking of Mueller, the special counsel investigation that went over 2 years and cost billions of dollars produced not a single shred of hard evidence that the president committed, even to quote Barack Obama back in the day, a smidgen of corruption. But that doesn't stop the Democrats, not even the ones who taught at Harvard Law School, like Elizabeth Warren.
We took an oath to protect and serve the Constitution of the United States of America. And the way we do that is we begin impeachment proceedings now against this president.
Did I mention she's running for president? We should all be afraid when law school professors care not for the protections embedded in the Constitution, even when they're pretending to care about the Constitution. Are there any other Democrats running for president who feel the same way? Take it away.
We need to begin impeachment proceedings.
I would support an impeachment proceeding beginning now.
We must begin impeachment now.
I believe Congress should take the steps towards impeachment.
Then there's the Democrats in the House, like Judiciary Chairman Representative Jerry Nadler, who must have had earplugs in the entire time Mueller was talking during his hearing last month.
Today, the American people heard directly about what the special counsel investigation uncovered as to Russia's interference in the 2016 election and the president's cooperation with it and obstruction of justice. Mueller made clear that the president is not exonerated. Mueller found evidence of obstruction of justice and abuses of power by the president. The report said the president could be indicted for obstruction of justice after he leaves office. Mueller found that Trump would and did benefit from Russia's help, and that the campaign welcomed that help.
None of this is true, but who cares? Skip past the fact that never in the history of this country was it the job of a prosecutor to exonerate someone, or in other words, declare their innocence. So according to this logic by the prosecutor, failing to prove a case against Trump, he thus remains guilty. But of course, we can't leave out the squad.
I urge House leadership, many of my colleagues, to take action to impeach this lawless president today.
I think that we know what we need to do. I personally believe that I think we have to move forward.
But since the day that I'd gotten elected, I'd said to people, it is not if he will be impeached, but when. So it is time for us to stop allowing this president to make a mockery out of our Constitution. It's time for us to impeach this president.
Yay, squad! All of this even after nothing came of the Mueller hearings. But this is nothing new from the Democrats. We also saw this shredding of bedrock principles during the confirmation of Justice Brett Kavanaugh, where the media, the Democrats, created something called Her Truth, as creepy, bottom-feeding lawyers were trotting out female clients to make 35-year-old allegations that were totally unprovable, even when associates of the accusers were questioned. They attempted to err on the side of caution, because there's a difference between Her Truth and the truth. But according to Democrats, Her Truth was good enough. Now, let me say this. All women should be heard, but it takes evidence to be believed. So here's the argument. The left in this country is willing to burn basic constitutional protections to the ground if it serves their political interests. Progressives in this country have sought to remove a bedrock of our system of justice, and that is the concept of being innocent until proven guilty. One of the founding principles of our nation is the government. The government cannot simply accuse a person of a crime and have their only hope for justice going forward to prove their innocence. Guilty until proven innocent, or just being charged without evidence, is the primary weapon of oppressive partisan governments. There was a time when the left believed that we were all innocent until proven guilty, but these days, not so much. But as a little warning to the Democrats, they should proceed with caution here. You see, swords have two edges, and political weapons are rarely sheathed. That means the precedent the left sets today may be the thing that burns them tomorrow.